Lionel Messi's father, Jorge Messi, has passed away at the age of 68 after a long illness. He died early Saturday morning in a hospital in Rosario, Argentina, the city where the Messi family is from. Jorge was not just Lionel's father. He was also his son's agent, a role he had held since Lionel was just 14 years old. For decades, he managed the business side of one of the greatest careers in football history, while also being there for his son personally through every stage of that journey. Concerns about Jorge's health had been growing since this summer's World Cup. At the time, the Messi family released a short statement saying he was dealing with a health issue, though they did not share any details about what that condition was. The family has always kept a tight boundary around their personal life, and that pattern held true again during this period of uncertainty. To understand how central Jorge was to Lionel's story, it helps to go back to the beginning. Lionel joined his father's boyhood club, Newell's Old Boys, when he was just 7 years old. Jorge was a lifelong supporter of the club, and that early connection shaped Lionel's path into the sport. Everything changed in February of 2001 when the family moved to Spain after Barcelona signed a 13-year-old Lionel to their youth system. It was a major decision for the family. Not long after the move, Lionel's mother and his 3 siblings returned home to Rosario. Jorge chose to stay behind in Barcelona with his son, supporting him through the demanding years of development that would eventually turn him into one of the sport's biggest names. What followed was one of the most successful careers the sport has ever seen. Lionel spent 17 seasons with Barcelona's first team, winning 10 La Liga titles and lifting the Champions League 4 times. He also became an 8-time Ballon d'Or winner, recognized repeatedly as the best player in the world. In 2022, he finally captured the one trophy that had eluded him for years, leading Argentina to the World Cup title in Qatar. Jorge was there in person to witness that moment. Since news of his passing broke, tributes have come in from across the football world. Newell's Old Boys released a statement describing Jorge as the steady support behind his son's rise, crediting him with guiding Lionel's path from the club's youth academy all the way to the top of world football. The club also extended condolences to Lionel's mother, Celia, and the rest of the Messi family. Barcelona also issued a statement, thanking Jorge for trusting the club with the early years and the most successful stretch of his son's career. The Argentine Football Association shared its own message of condolence, referring to Lionel as the national team's captain, and describing the loss as one felt deeply across Argentine football. This is not the first time the Messi family has had to address false reports about Jorge's health. Earlier this year, during Argentina's opening match of the World Cup, a television presenter incorrectly claimed that Jorge had died. That report turned out to be false, and the presenter later resigned from their position. At the time, the family spoke out about how uncomfortable and disrespectful it felt to have such a private matter handled without care. For now, the football world is pausing to reflect on the role Jorge Messi played, not only as an agent, but as the steady presence behind one of the sport's most remarkable careers. Further tributes and details about services are expected in the coming days.